They played at Penn State, they played at LSU, and Deshaun Foster, the Bruins head coach, told him it'll be just like that.
Yeah.
This is one of the great scenes in college football. Keegan Jones, the speedster, back deep to receive the kick. And UCLA, by choice, is going to start on offense. So here comes Ethan Garbers, the best game of his career. He threw touchdown passes to 4 different receivers and scored one with his legs.
Well, he's at a version of a career high in his last 2 ball games. And this is now his 3rd straight game with this new look offensive line for UCLA. They need to neutralize this front, and I think for Ethan Garbers, the key to his success his last 2 starts is getting the ball out quickly to the tight ends and the backs.
It's the 7th time in history that UCLA has been here in Lincoln, the first back in the 40s, and they're going to start on the ground in a sea of noise, and in a sea of red goes the running back TJ Harden, a 4-yard pickup.
Such a big part of UCLA's story this year from the outside is how come they haven't been able to run the ball. This offense has struggled running football, but it's not as though they don't try. I mean, early on, you have to try some sort of a run game. You've got to just make the defense feel as though you will run it. I like the initial call, and it's positive yardage for this offensive front.
This crowd goes 0 to 100 before every snap. And Garber steps up, and there's his tight end, Moliki Matavao, with John Bullock trailing him, a pickup of 9 and a first down.
Well, a nice job going through his progression. I thought he was going to go to Keegan Jones right down the sideline. Nothing there. Finds his tight end. It's going to be one of his favorite targets all afternoon long, and Nebraska knows they've got to match up against him. Watch Nebraska adjust personnel grouping based on that tight end.
Fullback Leo Kemp has come into the game beside Garbers, and he's going to give it to Harden, who gets stuffed right in the middle. Jamari Butler to plug the hole. Let's take a look at today's Impact Players, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance.
Well, I really think for UCLA, it's these 2 backs, TJ Harden, Keegan Jones. They have to be involved, whether they're carrying the ball as running backs or influencing it as a wideout out of the backfield. And then on the defensive side, talked about Ty Robinson. You'll see a lot of Javen Wright as well at linebacker. That's the matchup Nebraska likes against Moliki Matavao or these backs. You see number 33 in the ball game right now at inside linebacker for Nebraska.
It was Matavao that went in motion. Garbers crossing over the middle. The other tight end, Bryce Pierre, is going to make this a 3rd down and 2.
This is a nice job. Garber just reading the defense. You'll see right here in the middle, that linebacker, Javen Wright, he just is spying Ethan Garbers, threatened by his legs a little bit, and all of a sudden this little zone scheme on the crossing routes to set up this 3rd down for UCLA.
It's a Nebraska defense that held Ohio State to 64 total rushing yards. Running the ball in 3rd down situations, that's not what UCLA does. Garbers cuts it loose, and Sturdivant wins that battle with Jeremiah Charles for a 1st down.
Yeah, that's veteran against Rook, right? Jeremiah Charles, this is his first start of his very young career at Nebraska. He's got a ton of talent, but J. Michael Sturdivant's been around the block. Look at this route, sets him up to the outside, and then he comes flat. That's the key, guys, a wideout. When you're in that type of man-to-man look, you've got to come flat. When it's 3rd and everything, nice route by the vet.
Rotation of running backs for UCLA. Now Jalen Berger has come into the game, and he's going to catch it out of the backfield, but he's tackled immediately by Deshaun Singleton, just like Ty Robinson coming off a great game last week against Ohio State.
Singleton has been so active. He's got great range, one of the toughest guys on the team. You're right, 10 tackles a week ago against Ohio State. He's going to have to be a big part of this thing. And remember, this defense, this 3-3-5 scheme, they want their safeties down near the line of scrimmage. You see UCLA trying to get the ball out right in front of some of those tackles.
Berger got away from Robinson, but doesn't get away from John Bullock.
Robinson is so talented. He's just going to immediately cross the face. See him right here in the middle. Just physically just wins that matchup against Sam Yoon, the center. This is where you got to neutralize him, guys. Third down, an obvious passing down. I'd imagine Nebraska's going to bring a little pressure and try to get in the face of these receivers, especially 88, Moliki Mataval in the bunch at the bottom of the screen.
Garbers. Deep shot. Quasi Gilmer, and he's got it. And a first down. They went at the freshman, Charles again, and Gilmer, a freshman himself, wins that battle.
Yeah, this is a big-time route. Watch at the very top. We'll stack him right here and then run the corner. That is a veteran route. This is the only freshman that really plays on this offense for UCLA. A lot of times you see freshmen make that route a little short. Not for Quasi Gilmore. The ball is already out before he even gets out of his break. That's trust from Garbers, execution from Gilmer.
Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator, told us of Gilmer, he's the real deal. And they get him involved early. Now Keegan Jones sweeping around the edge, and he is going to pick up about 9 yards and bring up second down and short. By the way, the Gilmer catch Yogi a 25-yard pickup.
And just think about Eric Bieniemy right now. Every game you go back and watch UCLA, this opening drive is so impressive. Why? Because of the variance of that call sheet he's holding in his left hand. It's downhill run. It's tight end on a crossing route. It's receiver on a deep corner, and then it's the end around. You're just trying to keep this defense of Tony White guessing, and again, who has the chalk last?
Flag. Our referee today is Jerry McGinn.
False start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty, Maine second down.
It's the left tackle, Nicky Prongos.
You know, every week, we're talking in advance of the game, and you're thinking, what are the big keys to the game? And such a big one for UCLA is it's self-inflicted negatives. I mean, 9 penalties, 10 penalties the last 2 times out. You cannot hurt yourself in the red zone in that regard on the road.
On second down at 6 after the penalty. Harden gets it all back and more, and another UCLA first down.
You know, this is big time by Sam Yoon, the center. He gets beat a couple snaps ago by Ty Robinson. Watch the center right here for UCLA as the play develops. He's going to get into that shoulder. Ty Robinson actually put him on the ground. I mean, think about that. The bounce back quality against an All-American, next level caliber player in Ty Robinson. And here comes this first-year starter at center, Sam Yoon, in the same drive with a bounce back.
So now first down and goal. And Harden gets stuffed. And, you know, one of the stories of this game, Yogi, might be who takes advantage in the red zone. Both teams in the bottom 4th of the league in red zone touchdown percentage. UCLA 17th in the Big Ten. They score a touchdown 47% of the time they're down here.
Yeah, and a big part, I think, of this receiving core is a guy who's come on the last few weeks, who's now in the field, or on the field in Titus Mokiao Atimalala. I think it's matchup advantage. He's at the top of the screen in the slot.
He's at the top all alone now as Gilmer goes out. Garbers with time, and tied up was Sturdivant. Covering him was Sierra Wright, who's gotten the opportunity to start lately and made the most of it. And now it's third down.
You're down in this tight red zone. I'm a big fan of playing press coverage. Just try to force the timing to be a little off. We saw a little conflict there on the release. Nice job by the transfer from USC, Sierra Wright, as we enter this money down. And I'm looking right now for the tight end, Mataval, or again, go on back to number 2, who was open on the previous snap, in Mokiao Atimalala.
Third down, pressure. And Garbers is just going to take a couple and get shoved out by Ty Robinson, and now it's fourth down.
Nice job by this defense. Anytime you can force the quarterback to go away from their throwing hand, away from the strength of the formation, you can do it. Ty Robinson, clearly an active player. Watch him right in the middle right there. He'll just find a way to just stay with his eyes on Ethan Garbers the whole time. Great technique there by a defensive lineman, keeping his arms engaged on the offensive lineman, but also peeking the whole time on Garbers.
25-yard field goal attempt for Mateen Bagani. Chase Berry will hold it. Salem Abdul-Wahab, the snapper, and that's a 14-play scoring drive to open the game for the Bruins. Won the toss, come into this place, take the football. Deshaun Foster's group strikes first.